Michael Saylor just said something really interesting. There are way more people that hold Bitcoin than you'd expect. Indirectly, over 50 million people hold Bitcoin. And it's really interesting. It's only going to grow from here, and they're buying more every single day. I want to explain why this is. I'll also explain something that just was tweeted out by Trump. He gave new rules. So let's go through it. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade crypto, there are links underneath the video. You can start trading on WEEX, BTCC, BitUniX, Blowfin, and CoinW. So check those out. They have 10 to 20% deposit bonuses. Seriously, I think it's a great way to get extra exposure to the market. That is not like, it's extra volatility, but it's not the same thing as meme coins. I think it's much better to invest through leverage than it is to buy like some very small crypto. And it can perform really well. Now, if you hear something in the background, the Bitcoin baby is playing hard over there on the mat. So yeah, you might hear that. But we just heard something interesting from Michael Saylor. He said about 800,000, a little bit more than 800,000 retail investors have holdings in MSTR directly, but over 50 million people hold MSTR indirectly. They hold it through ETFs, through insurance companies, through pensions. And that's something that I think a lot of people forget is, yes, MSTR is a stock that you can go buy. It's also included, though, in the NASDAQ, in the NASDAQ 100. So if you buy the QQQ or the QQQM, which the QQQ is one of the top 5 held ETFs right now, if you hold that, hold on. You okay? Very loud. If you hold that, you are an investor in MicroStrategy. You hold shares in MicroStrategy through that ETF. So when people are buying QQQ in their retirement accounts or their IRAs or through pensions, it drips into MSTR, which allows MSTR to go buy back more Bitcoin or buy more Bitcoin. So every single day, MSTR has new capital flowing into it. Oh, he's a talker right now. Has more capital flowing into it for the long term. Like, these are people that are going to hold it for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Of course, there will be some selling as well as people hit retirement. But the fact is that will continue. And as MSTR gets into bigger and bigger indices, or more indices, I should say, it's only going to happen more and more often. And eventually, I think Bitcoin itself might be included in a lot of like target date funds. He is very talkative. Let me move over here. I think it will be included in a lot more target date funds, just the pure form. But right now, you can get access through MSTR or to MSTR through the NASDAQ 100. Now, something else that I think a lot of people don't understand is you can bet against the NASDAQ 100 for a short time, but over time, it goes up, which attracts more capital. Okay, this is an interesting video because we have a baby that needs to go to sleep but didn't want to go to sleep. So it's going to continue to attract more capital because markets continue to deflate. So unless MSTR loses a lot of market cap and gets thrown out of the NASDAQ 100 or becomes extremely unprofitable, unless something big like that happens, the fact is more capital is going to come in all the time because it's going to stay included, and people are still going to want to invest in the NASDAQ 100, the most innovative tech companies in the world. So it's going to continue to attract more and more capital, meaning it's kind of a losing bet unless Bitcoin tanks for a very long time. MSTR will continue to get more and more money that they can go leverage to get more and more Bitcoin. Now, something interesting kind of off of that, we had Donald Trump tweeting a lot today, or what is that? Truth socialing a lot today. If you know what that's called, say below in the comments, like their version of tweeting or posting now, I think is what it's called on X. But we had him post about the non-tariff like manipulation that's happening out there. And he goes through a laundry list. I think it was 8 different things, from like lowering the value of your currency to government manipulation to There's just 8 different things. You can go read it. I'll go through them maybe one by one in a future video. But I kind of like this play by Trump because they've said several times, well, we have such high tariffs because, yes, you might only have 5% tariffs officially on us, but you have a VAT tax, or you're relabeling or you're exporting goods into one country and then relabeling them and then exporting them into another country. So I like that he's saying this. I like that he's listing this out because this makes it a little bit more quantitative. You can pinpoint like, okay, these countries are doing 3 of these 8 things. This is how much they're doing it, or this is what we estimate. And then you can kind of work the numbers out to make it make a little bit more sense. Now, I'd still like maybe a list of the countries, like the top countries that we have tariffs on. I'd still like kind of a broken down, like show your work example of how we're getting to some of these tariffs. But right now it's really focused on China. So maybe we're already past that point. Donald Trump also said that he's going to start focusing on, or he thinks we could start getting some deals done. He even said that he thinks Russia, Ukraine there might be something big announced this week in terms of like a peace between the two of them, more than just the Easter peace. So that's interesting. I don't think I've heard him say that he thinks something's coming like this week for Russia, Ukraine before. I don't think he's even said that about tariffs. He said like we're making progress, we're getting closer, but I don't think he's really given any timelines, which if it was Elon Musk, maybe he would have been, if Elon Musk was in there, maybe he would have already given some timelines and then we would be delayed a bit, Elon Musk timelines and so, but Trump hasn't really done that. So I feel like we're in a pretty good place. The futures have not opened yet for tomorrow, but I would not be surprised if they open up a little bit green. We also got Netflix earnings and they're crushing it. We have some major tech companies coming in this week. I would not be surprised to see good numbers from some of these tech companies. Of course, the major tech companies, a significant amount of them are advertisers, and maybe advertising is pulling back, but that's obviously being priced into the market already. Right? Businesses still need to go invest money into advertising because they need new business, right? So they might be a little bit more careful, but I don't know how much this will affect like Google and Amazon over this first quarter or Meta. But let's see. Let's see. We have some big earnings, like I said, so be on the lookout for them. Thank you so much for watching. Continue to watch Bitcoin. Solana is doing well too. I think it hit like 145 or something like that. So yeah, we're in a good place. I think it's going to be crazy if we start getting trade deals, or we get any trade deals, or if Russia, Ukraine, like they settle on something, or we see that they're like in talks of finishing the war, the conflict. Like the markets are going to love that. So be ready. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. The Bitcoin baby's having a good time. He's smiling at me. He's laughing. And of course, the Bitcoin dog is over here too, just not paying attention at all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Check out the links underneath, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.